Hey guys, welcome back, and here's another Kitty Keep video about crazy cat combos. And this is going to run through a combination of cats that you can use to basically win at every stage of this game. I want to start with my favorite cat, which is Shadow. Yep, I actually like Shadow so much that I made an entire YouTube short. That's not an entire one, but a short related to Shadow. So, what is special about Shadow? Shadow launches this dark orb that deals 550% damage. But what's good about Shadow is that he pulls the enemies from the top and the bottom of the screen and brings them to the center and increases the damage they take by 50%, slows them down, and even after that, when you progress with Shadow and at level 4, the slowed down enemies explode, or basically they don't die, but they keep exploding. They explode twice, if I've noticed right, dealing 50% more to the enemies around. But I want to quickly run you through how Shadow can be used in a combination with either Astro here or Lion King as well as Pixie. So let's go into battle here. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to use Shadow. I want to show you how powerful Shadow is. These guys aren't even coming down the screen. As they come down, here you go. Now once Shadow's got these guys in the center, you drop Astro or Lion King and look what happens. It's over. They're dead. There's all you gotta do is use Shadow, and if you want to multiply the damage, this is very interesting. Once you cross level 400, you get Widget over here. So you bring everybody to the center, you use Widget's flashlight that increases the damage, and you don't need to use Astro or Lion King. Just Shadow and Widget is enough to take on every level of this game. So we've got Crazy Crab coming in here, and I'm just going to use Widget on Crazy Crab. That's it. There you go. And Widget's it's not going to make it. So it's sorry, I was too engrossed making the video. But basically, when you use Shadow and Widget together, you destroy everybody on the playing field, not the boss. Of course, you need much more for bosses, but that's what happens. Widget's flashlight increases the damage by 50%. Here, the Widget, as well as slowing them down. So this skill basically works very well with bosses, especially the T-Rex, because you're going to give the T-Rex. Shadow is useless when it comes to the T-Rex because the T-Rex doesn't get pulled into the center, but Widget's flashlight can shine on the T-Rex, allowing you to do more damage. And if you notice something when you play in auto, I'm going to just quickly show you this. When you play in auto, you'll notice that Lion King is used continuously, and you see these numbers 1, and then it goes to 2 and 3 at times. This is what Lion King does. So I'm just going to turn down the volume of this. We don't really need it. So the skill of Lion King's skill is used continuously in autoplay. And the reason why, it does 500% damage and slows down enemies as well. What it does, that 1-2, is it stacks up speed of attack. So as it stacks up speed of attack, it can do that up to 10 times. When an enemy dies, it stacks it up, but I've only seen a maximum of 3, giving him a 30% boost. and that can go up to 100% boost. So that's crazy. So now when you combine Shadow, then you drop Astro and Lion King. You wipe out the entire field in the center. Another great combination is especially when you have the stone golems coming in. You use Pixie that puts in the poison pool at the bottom. I really like Pixie. It's one of my favorites because it not only poisons and it slows down. And if you take a look at my battle stats, I have a lot of poison damage, and this is Lion King's damage now. This is probably because of the autoplay, but poison. And Cat Grass over here, even though she's on level 2 or 3 as compared to the others, yep, level 3, does a lot of damage. Another thing about Lion King, if you see, is it does this bleed damage, applying 2 stacks of bleeding when dealing damage. And if you see that in the battle stats of the last game, this bleeding damage did quite a bit. But if you really want to take it to the next level, look at what Outlaw does. So combining that along with Outlaw, so once you use the Lion's King strike, and then increases damage to bleeding enemies for a maximum of 200% more damage. So you're doing 200% more damage once you use Lion King, and then you go for Outlaw special. If you see, I don't have Fisher. Fisher is also awesome. It's not that he's a bad cat or his skill is useless, but it just doesn't fit into my gameplay. So apart from the good, which is the boss stagger effect, as well as a hook that clears up the bottom of your screen, Fisher, as you progress, also stuns the enemy. But what happens with me is that I use Shadow to get people into the center, and when Shadow is cooling down, I always use Ruler as well as Web Slinger. So what these guys do is Ruler sends out these knights that basically keeps the monsters on the top part of the screen. He doesn't let them come too low, and Weber shoots out webs, which basically locks in those monsters over there, and both their skills basically blocks the other monsters from coming down, which is really, really good. So let me just take you quickly to another gameplay that I'm going to do of how I play an entire level. So what this is basically going to do is I'm going to just clear up my screen a little bit over here so you get more of the real estate and less of me over there, so you can see what skills I'm using to at what time. And I'm going to play this level on a little bit of slow speed so you can see the combination. I'm going to just make myself a wee bit smaller there. There you go. You get the view of all the cats, and here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on slow, and if you see, I use the poison genie. Let's call it genie. I've forgotten the name. And here you go. So now Shadow and Lion King, and that's going to clear off all of them over there. That's crazy. Now what I do with Pixie is I put her here, and this is another thing. Do you use Pharaoh and Cat Grass at the same time? No, never. When you use Pharaoh, both of these do sustain damage. I can just use Widget at this point to clear the screen out with Pharaoh over there. I don't have to worry. And I'll show you the trick of using the ruler, who will block things from coming down. There, do you see that? How he slowed down the pigs? And when they come down and I have Shadow loading, I then use this guy to basically web all these guys, and look at the way they're stuck over there. You know, they can't even progress. Then we get Ruler out again and Shadow, cut them up, and Pixie down there, and they're all just gonna die. So the next one is this. Cat grass is amazing. As you progress, you can see it even slows down people over there with the roots growing there. And it's very good against the stone golems. And you know, sometimes you notice that these characters, the monsters, can go running around your screen on the top and your arrows don't get them. So I just use shadow to pull them in to the center, especially the last one or two guys, and then that's it. That's how it works. So if you notice in most of my kitty keep videos, I don't talk about the immortals. It's not that I don't have all of them. I do have all of them. And I don't buy shards for the last two. I've only been buying shards for these. But if you take a look at Ice Queen, you might wonder, like, you know, Ice Queen's damage is just 185. What's the point of having Ice Queen? While I can do more damage with Golden Luck and I can increase my income, I would not suggest using Golden Luck while playing, because you can actually take down a single wave with only shadow. Let me show you. With Ice Queen, because Ice Queen freezes those guys over there and they get blocked and locked in over there. So when she uses it, they're frozen and then they aren't coming down. And the thing is, when you use only shadow, you've got everybody speeding shadows up, so the ability keeps loading faster. If you use any of the other cats on screen, your ability will load slower and you won't be able to do this. So if you're going through the game at 3 times the speed, just trying to make some tokens or the cat food or trying to grind for money, this is the way you do it. You can do it this way. I have a better combination which I'll go through in another video. But look at this, I'm going to the wave with just shadow. And they've not even eaten into 5% of my shield. I hope you like this. The combination of Ice Queen and shadow works really well. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.